Today we talk about cycling base layers. Hello legends and super legends, welcome to Veloharmony. In today's video, I review Pactimo's Transfer C cycling base layers. My reasoning for doing this is because of all the questions and comments I got about how we ride in -2, 3 Celsius, and we're still riding hours later in the weekly group ride films. It's 21C, 24C, and we haven't changed our outfit. Basically members of the channel have been asking about that. What are we using? The primary thing that allows us to do that is having the proper base layer. When you have a day where it's going to be just cold and stay cold, you wear a different kind of base layer. But now it's spring, fall, the spring, fall, what we call shoulder seasons. We're in spring now. Temperatures will start in the morning. Sometimes it has winter temperatures, and then by noon, in our area anyway, and I'm sure if you're in Southern California, you have similar situations where it starts cold and it warms up. Well, if you put on a heavy base layer that does not regulate body temperature very well, even though it wicks, you will have to take stuff off. So how I solve that is using something like this made by Pactimo. They call it a Transfer C. What I like about it is I'm wearing the sleeveless version now. I usually wear this when we have days where we'll start out cold but then go up to like 20, 25C, and I may wear it with either a long sleeve jersey or a regular jersey, depending on what the wind's doing and how quickly the temperature would jump. But what's special about these made by Pactimo is that they have carbon in there, which is mixed with polyester, and carbon is a material that really wicks very well, but then it also resists odor. So you're not going to be smelling even after your ride. I really like that about these fabrics. So you need to be very specific. These are technical fabrics. You can't just go and buy something because they say it's a base layer. You got to know what you're doing. So I'm making this video to kind of answer the questions I get. So when I get more questions, I will just give them the link, and that's what it's for. This is the long sleeve version. These things feel like silk in your hands. When you put them on your skin, it feels like you took them out of the fridge and you just put it on. They're cool against the skin, even when I do this. Very cool against the skin. When you're riding and you have them on, it will regulate your temperature, meaning when it's cold, it keeps you warm. When it's warm, it keeps you cool. I don't know how it does it. Of course, it has its limits. You're not going to be riding in 40C with a base layer on necessarily. It might still keep you cooler than with nothing. You'd have to play around with it. But this is what I use when temperatures are going to vary. I use lightweight base layers that really thermal regulate very well. The price is very competitive. I will put the link in the video to where you can get your copies. That would save me replies and so forth. But the long sleeve, this one is the short sleeve. I'm wearing the sleeveless. I make the decisions on if the day's going to stay like 10C or just a little over. Yeah, I'll put on the long sleeve. And then you can slip on a jersey and it works great. Or if it's going to be colder than that. If the day's going to vary and it's going to jump, I may just wear the short sleeve or the sleeveless. So you make that decision. I like having the choice available for whether I'm doing the long sleeve or whatever. I don't always have to grab an arm warmer. And then so with this on, when the day warms up, I don't have to fold it up. It is that comfortable. That's the thing. So on their site, they talk about it. It said that these base layers are designed to keep you both warm in cool conditions and cool in warm conditions. They're woven with carbon fibers. The Transfer C fabric helps to regulate your body temperature while ensuring you stay comfortable through prolonged exertion. And carbon also reduces body odor, which is ideal for layering with the appropriate seasonal jerseys in temperatures between 35 Fahrenheit and 85 Fahrenheit. So they're not saying that when it's deep freezing weather, you could probably wear this and layer properly and be fine, especially with varying temperatures. So they're giving these as a guide, 35 to 85. That's a pretty big range. That's a 50-degree range Fahrenheit wise, from 35 to 85. You figure about 40 Celsius is 40 Fahrenheit is 7 Celsius. So they're saying you can go down to 35. That's like 4C. So from 4C and 85 Fahrenheit is about 33, probably 30, you know, because 25 Celsius is pretty much where I've worn most of these things. And then once it's going to be above that, because 21 is like 70, that's kind of the cutoff depending on what the day is doing. You got to play around with these. So 24C will be about 75, and then 28 is 80. They're saying you can go to 31. So you can go from, you know, 4 Celsius to 31 Celsius. That's a huge range. That's most of the riding range that we ride in. And that's the reason I like them. So you don't have to keep buying base layers. You get the proper technical fabrics and you'll be good to go. So I wanted to share these with you, but these are part of the arsenal and they work in conjunction with the proper breathable jerseys and other gilets that you're going to put on top. But the bottom line is, if you wear this and it's wicking your moisture, you don't want it to be blocked by a jersey that doesn't wick, because then the next layer will be wet, meaning the outside of this will store it if it's not allowed to go through. So all your layers need to be breathable. So this is what I recommend for most of our riding. You know, when in the really deep cold, you can wear like a thermal base layer, and if you want to put this against your body, that would be great. It could be another layer, but you can't go wrong with these. So check them out and get them in your arsenal so that you can be able to ride and not have to worry about the weather stopping you from doing what you want to do. To that effect, let nothing stop you from getting your K's in.